All right, listen up. I'm your system architect, and today we are dissecting a day that has completely rewritten the rules of our reality. So get your coffee ready because the analyses we're about to do is as raw as the AI code behind all this. Let's get into it.
You know, if you thought today was just about a few new gadgets hitting the market, you've got it all wrong. That smell, that's not just new hardware. It's the sound of the future crashing into the present, and it's happening at a terrifying speed.
So what happened today? 6 major tremors just shook the very foundations of our technology. And look, we are not talking about simple upgrades here. We're talking about 6 deeply connected events that are about to unleash massive aftershocks through everything.
Okay, so the first tremor. This one comes from Google. They've just unleashed what I can only describe as a cinematic architect. This isn't just another image generator. No, this is an AI that's going to forever change how we create, well, anything visual.
Meet Nano Banana 2. Yeah, I know, strange name, but the tech is deadly serious. It's built on the Gemini 3.0 Pro brain, pumps out images in native 2K, and then upscales them to a perfect 4K. But the real revolution? It's right there, character consistency. It can create a character and keep them looking exactly the same from any angle with any emotion with less than a 1% error. You can just tell it what to edit with your voice. The line between a real photo and an AI's imagination, it's gone.
Now let's get strategic. Look at that last point, native support for Persian and other non-English text. This is not a minor feature, okay? This is Google aiming a weapon directly at the global marketing industry. Think about it. If an AI can render flawless Persian text on a photorealistic neon sign in a matter of seconds, what happens to human graphic designers?
And that right there is the aftershock. This thing isn't just a piece of software. It's an occupational extinction event. The job of a studio photographer is suddenly on life support. And at the same time, a whole new elite class of prompt engineers is being born. The creative world has just been violently redrawn.
So let's move on to the next set of trimmers, because while Google was doing that, Samsung, Uber, and Huawei dropped technologies that don't just innovate, they completely bypass the old world. We're talking privacy, mobility, even global politics.
First up, Samsung's S26. And forget about the camera specs, that's old news. The real earthquake here is the new chip inside. The neural processing unit, the NPU, is so ridiculously powerful that it does everything on the device. Your data never has to go to the cloud. This thing isn't a phone anymore. It's a self-contained cybernetic assistant in your pocket.
And this is where it gets tricky, right? The marketing promises you user convenience. But here's the reality. When your device starts predicting what you need before you even think it, are you really in control? You're actually surrendering your free will. It's not just convenience, it's creating a deep psychological dependency. It's one big step closer to plugging ourselves directly into the network.
Next up, Uber. They just confirmed it. Their commercial network of electric air taxis is real, and it's coming. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is a massive logistics network, and it's only possible because of 2 things: a huge breakthrough in solid-state batteries and a powerful AI autopilot that can manage traffic in 3 dimensions.
Let's just break that down. We're looking at eVTO aircraft which can take off and land like helicopters. They're powered by next-gen batteries that are incredibly energy-dense, and the whole system is navigated by an autonomous AI. The tech is in a prototype. It's ready to go.
So what does this mean? Well, when you can get from a distant suburb to downtown in 10 minutes, the entire concept of distance just collapses. Real estate values get thrown into a blender. But the risk, it's just as big. Imagine one single hack takes control of a whole fleet of these things flying over a major city. The catastrophe would be unimaginable.
And finally, the geopolitical tremor. While the US has been trying to choke off China's tech with sanctions, Huawei just responded with a global launch of their Mate 80 Pro. This is a pure power move. It runs on their own advanced chip, proving their manufacturing is speeding up, not slowing down. But the killer feature? It makes voice calls directly through satellites. It completely bypasses all Western communication networks. This wasn't a phone launch. This was an act of silicon resistance.
Now for our final section. Let's talk about gaming. The entire industry was built on the solid ground of console exclusivity. You buy a PlayStation for PlayStation games. Well, that ground just crumbled beneath our feet.
First, you need to understand a key piece of tech here: AI upscaling. It's like NVIDIA's DLSS. Basically, an AI renders the game at a lower, easier resolution, and then intelligently rebuilds the image to look like it's in gorgeous 4K.
The result? You get incredible performance without sacrificing quality. This tech is the key to what comes next. And here it is, the earthquake. Solid sources are reporting that Sony secretly tested a demo of Gran Turismo 7, the symbol of PlayStation's power, on the new Nintendo Switch 2 hardware. Why would they do that? To test AI upscaling. The fact that a little handheld device could run a monster PS5 game means the old boundaries between a home console and a portable are just gone. The rules have completely changed.
So why does all this matter? Look at this number, $300 million. That's what it costs to make one big blockbuster game today. That number is forcing everyone to change strategy. It's just not affordable to lock your game onto a single console anymore.
And here's the proof. Square Enix just confirmed it. The final part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake is launching on multiple platforms at the same time. This is historic. The era of console exclusivity is over. It wasn't killed by a competitor, it was killed by pure economics.
So, let's just recap the new reality that we all woke up in this morning. First, with tools like Nano Banana 2, creating perfect visual content is now in the hands of AI. Second, with Uber's air taxis about to fill our skies, the idea of distance, the very thing that has shaped our cities for centuries, is now completely irrelevant. And third, thanks to AI upscaling and insane budgets, the walled gardens of gaming and communication, they're being torn down. Platforms as we knew them are becoming obsolete. The world is accelerating at a rate that is, frankly, terrifying. So the final takeaway from all of this is simple. Stay vigilant, question everything, and never forget that technology is not neutral. Because if you fail to understand it, you will, inevitably, be violently managed by it.